All right, friends, so we're going to go ahead and get started. So, a little background on why we do these. We've actually been doing them for months. And because we want you to know what you're saying yes to. That's all there is to it. There are multiple opportunities out there. We're talking businesses, but also jobs you can go get. But I think it's very important to know like what kind of people you're surrounding yourself with, how this will make your life better other than financially. And to be quite honest with you, Tristan and I both will be talking tonight, and we got way more than we bargained for. And what I mean by that is we thought we were saying yes for one reason, and it's not only accomplished that and so much more. And so we kind of, to be honest, I would love for every guest on here to sign up and say, yes, I'm ready to do this right now. But reality is, I really only want you to say yes if you think this is a good fit for you. Now, the good news, anyone can do this. We've proven it time and time again. Doesn't matter what your background was, what you look like, who you know, if you're shy, if you're outgoing, none of it matters. What it comes down to is, are you willing to let us teach you? And are you willing to go all in and be consistent? And so before we get salesy on you, because at the end of this, we obviously have to get salesy and tell you like how this all works, we kind of want you to know our hearts. So a little bit of background of how I found this business. I always like to say this business found me. I was a struggling single mom. I had a 5.5-year-old little boy. I had gotten married. After that, gotten pregnant, and then I went through a very traumatic divorce. I was actually in the hospital when I found out I was going to be going through a divorce, okay? So not only does that wreck you mentally, but I never expected to be a single mom. So I had gone to dental school. I was working my dental job, but because I didn't expect to be divorced, I didn't have a savings, and it kind of forced me to start living off of a credit card. Okay. And people would say, well, you had a good dental job. Yep. And that paid the bills. They didn't pay any extras. Okay. And so I'll never forget, a stranger reached out to me on social media when my son was 5.5. And she literally said, hey, you should join my It Works team. And I nicely said, no way. And I was actually just talking about this to someone, and I said no. I keep this in my desk as a reminder. I said no because of this wrap, or one of these wraps right here. Someone had sold one to me for $25. Okay. They told me that it was for weight loss. Well, guess what? These wraps are not for weight loss. So 11 years ago now, I paid $25. I put this wrap on my stomach. I know it's naive. I feel silly even saying it out loud that I actually thought that a wrap was going to lose weight. That's embarrassing, but I did. And so when it didn't work, 5 years later, when this stranger reaches out to me and asks me to do this business with her, well, guess what I said? No, thank you. Because in my mind, I'm like, that company does not work. I tried the products a long time ago. It does not work. Well, here's what happened. My no did not change her mind on if she wanted to do this business or not. And she kept going. 3 months later, I watched her earn a $10,000 bonus. And I actually, ironically, had just had to put my groceries on a credit card after I went to dental school and after I was working 40 to 50 hours a week. And something in my mind, I'm like, you know what? Something's got to give. So I contacted her back. It was 10:30 at night. I contacted her back and I asked her 3 questions. Number 1, I don't have the $99 to join. But to me, that's a wake-up call. If I didn't have $99 to do something for myself, then I needed to do something about it or I was going to be broke forever. Number 2, I wanted to know, so could I make the money back? Number 2, could I earn some free product? And number 3, the question that changed my life, I said, if this is not a good fit for me, can I quit? Here were her answers. Yes, you'll make your money back. Yes, you'll be earning a shopping spree. She said, but if you're already thinking about quitting, then this probably isn't a good fit for you. And I remember being kind of like taken back, but at the same time, that statement changed my life because once I decided to say yes, I felt like I owed it to her to actually really, really give this a chance. So now to speed up the rest of my story, because really the success doesn't even matter. I just wanted you to know like what obstacles I overcame to say yes. I was not this outgoing. Now I'm super outgoing in the fact of like, I kind of have a nothing can stop me attitude. That was not Brittany 6 years ago. I still get red and blotchy, so that hasn't gotten any better, but I was super nervous, super shy, didn't even like posting selfies on social media. And I thought, how am I going to be successful? But the way that they have this business laid out is if you are willing to learn the tasks, you can be successful. So I just started doing all of the things. Within 4 months, I had earned myself one of those $10,000 bonuses. Within 10 months, I had tripled my dental income. And at 12 months, so just 1 year into the business, I had retired myself. A year after that, I had remarried, and I retired him as well. So now we're both full-time home, kind of, we don't really just do nothing. We're very busy, but we kind of enjoy the life of, my motto is I want to be able to live and give without limits. I'm big on giving back, but I want to be able to, like, if I feel called to give, I don't want to check my bank account. And if I want to go do something, I don't want to check my bank account. And so that's honestly what's really driven me. Bonus wise, we've earned over $400,000 in bonuses now. But aside from the money, aside from the success, let me talk about a couple health things. I am healthier now at 30. I think I'm 36 now. I just had a birthday. Yes. I'm used to saying 35. I'm 36. I'm healthier now in my 30s than I was in my 20s. And in my 20s and early 30s, I felt like I was the one that would ride that bandwagon of you would do something and then you would fall off. And then you would do something and you would fall off, which was actually worse on my body than had I just stayed consistent with doing nothing. When I joined this business, I wanted to be successful so bad because I was tired of being broke and having to tell my child no, that I couldn't take off when he was sick, that Mama had to take care of him, that I put my health first. This business has been the best health accountability partner because I knew in order to stand behind it, I had to be consistent and showed that it worked. The other thing that I really want to talk about really quickly, and then I'll switch over to Trista, is surrounding yourself with people. I have very, very good friends and family. Okay, I do. But I didn't realize that I wasn't surrounded myself with people that were natural, like dreamers, go-getter. They were very much so, you work a 9 to 5, you struggle around the holidays. It's normal to live off credit cards, and that's okay. So that's what I thought was okay too. Until I surrounded myself with people that are like, what do you want, Brittany? What do you want? And I'm like, I don't know what I want. They're like, no, what do you want? And then I started digging deep and finding out what I actually wanted. But aside from finding out what I wanted, I had surrounded myself with people that were like, okay, number one, you can do that. Number two, this is how you're going to do that. And number three, we're actually going to cheer you on while you go do that. And our lives have completely changed because of that. So with that being said, I want to transfer it over to Trista. That her account says Brittany because we're on the same Zoom account, but this is Trista. She was one of my first 4 customers that ended up joining me in this business.
Hi, you guys. So I always say I wish, and I know Britt mentioned it, but I really, really wish you could see the Britt and Trista from 5 years ago, because we are nothing like the people we were then. So when you see us now, like Britt said, like we get all red and splotchy. I still feel like I might puke anytime I have to talk in front of something. It's just, it is what it is. Oh, Britt, you froze. Now you're good. I think you're good. Okay. So the butterflies are still there, but it's part like nervousness and part I'm so flipping excited because what we have our hands on and what we get to do is truly life-changing. So rewind 5 years ago, I was working as a pediatric registered nurse at a job that I flipping loved. I loved my job. I remember saying I would never quit my job no matter what. I was so happy with what I did. I never dreaded going to work. But I had an hour commute to work every single day. I was married to a firefighter who worked 24-hour shifts. So our schedules were just completely opposite. We have 2 kiddos. We were never able to spend time as a family of 4. It was always me passing the kiddos off to him in the morning, or I'm at my in-laws. And we never had any time together. which would have been okay maybe if we were like bringing in the dough and like totally being okay financially, but we were still struggling and living paycheck to paycheck. We were getting to the next paycheck, but it was really tight. And if anything unexpected or extra came up, we were like, what are we going to do about that? It was those kind of things. Like if the kids needed something for sports, or the car needed tires, or anything extra, just really like sent me into a panic attack. And I would lay awake at night and just like all the what ifs would run through my mind. Like, well, what if this happened? And what if this happened? We would be totally screwed. And it wasn't until that I saw Brittany start talking about this opportunity. And I like to mention this because you might be sitting there and you're like, but I don't know anybody that would join me. I don't have tons of friends. Like, I don't have all the things. I did not know Brittany in real life. I say in real life. I knew kind of her. She went to high school with my husband, so she was like an acquaintance. We knew each other well enough to be friends on Facebook, but I didn't really know her. And I remember taking my phone to my husband when she joined this company. I was like, babe, what do you think about this? Like, we were totally probably making fun of her. But he was like, you know what, Trista? No, absolutely not. You are not getting any ideas in your head. You are not joining one of those companies. Had no clue, zero clue what It Works was, what multi-level marketing was, direct sales. We were so uneducated, but we just assumed it was one of those scam companies, right? And we had actually worked very hard to build a sports performance business, like a brick and mortar. And so that's just what we had. If you're going to be an entrepreneur and if you're going to own your own business, that's how you do it. Otherwise, you work for someone else. You work a 9 to 5, you work until you're 50, and then maybe you retire. That's just what we thought life was as an adult. And it wasn't until Brittany was on my Facebook page every single day sharing this that I finally started to be like, maybe there is another way. And so when she started sharing, once he was like, she has lost her freaking mind. We are not doing anything like that. But she started posting these pictures of hair, skin, and nails. Okay. And I was like, oh, I need that. So I actually like text her behind my husband's back, and I was like, hey, I need some of that hair vitamins you got going on. So I used the hair, skin, and nails. I had pushed the idea out of my mind so far that I would ever do this business. I didn't even take before and after pictures, but I got insanely good results. Then December came, and guess what's in December? Christmas. And this should have been my wake-up call right then, but it wasn't. My auto shipment was getting ready to run, and I was like, crap, that's $30. Like, that's a Christmas present for somebody else, or hair, skin, and nails for me. I can't do that. That $30 means a lot this month. And so I texted her, made something up like, hey, I'm good. I got my results, even though I really wanted to keep taking it. And she was like, no problem. That's fine. And in that time, so from December to, I don't know when I joined, March, April, I continued to watch. And I went kind of through the stages where there was a period of time where I was like super annoyed, and I was like, this girl, like, she just needs to stop. But really it was like that poking at me, like, you need to do this. You need to try this. Why is this so annoying to you? It totally is what you need. And so one day she made a video on Facebook. I honestly don't even remember what the video said, but it just hit me. And I was like, Trista, if nothing ever changes, if you never do anything different, 6 months from now, you're going to be in the same boat complaining about the same things, and nothing is going to change. What if you can make $500 a month? And that was the question that completely changed my mind. I had just watched her earn that $10,000 bonus that she talked about. So I was like, surely to goodness, if this girl can make a $10,000 bonus, and at that time she was making at least a couple grand a month, I was like, surely to goodness, there's a little bit in it for me. Like, I can do $200, right? So I messaged her, and much like when she met with Alyssa, when I met with her, I asked her a question that completely changed everything for me. I remember thinking, okay, like, Britt, I think I'm going to do this, but I don't really think I'm going to build my business on social media. I know that's your thing, but I really don't think it's for me. Because I had like 200 Facebook friends, never posted. I was a Facebook stalker. I didn't have Instagram. I had all of the fears about social media. And she was like, Trista, that's cool. It's your business. You can do what you want. But would you be sitting here if I wasn't on there sharing every single day? And I was like, no, there is literally zero chance I ever would have reached out to you otherwise. So I'm so thankful for her honesty in that. And so once she kind of said that, it was like, oh, light bulb moment. Like, I got to do what she's doing. If she is where I want to be, I'm just going to follow her lead. Literally no clue what I was doing. I had no network. I had all the reasons. I had all the fears, but I jumped in and I was willing to learn as I went, and just followed her lead. And I love that this business, it's all laid out for you. It really is laid out for you. We have an incredible team. So I just went all in and did the things. And within a year, I had more than doubled my nursing salary. And so when that happened, I know I said I would never quit my job, but my kiddos were at the age where my son hadn't started school yet. I was never going to have that time back. And so I did retire from my job. A year later, I retired my husband from his job as well. So for the past 4 years, we have been a full-time work from home family. And it's really not about the income for us. It's not about, it is and it isn't. You know, it's, the income has allowed us options that we never would have had otherwise, where we can go on the field trips, we can do the things, we can give back in ways we've never, ever would have been able to before. My husband's been able to start a couple other businesses because of this that never would have been possible without this company. It's changed us as people, as humans. Our marriage is stronger, our faith is stronger. I could literally go on and on and on about all of the ways that our lives have been impacted by this company, but really there's not one area that hasn't been. So I'm excited for you guys to hear just the rest of kind of what we do, and to get you started.
Okay, Trista, before you mute yourself, I know this is being recorded, but I'm going to go off script a little bit because we decided to record this, which we hadn't planned. What do you think that we should end this with when it comes to talking about everything? Because I do want to talk about the codes, but I know not everyone has them. So what's your thoughts? And I know this is a little off script, but do you think that we're in a position that everyone could get access to a code if we needed to?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, and I promise we do know what we're talking about, but one, we weren't planning on recording them, and we're actually changing it around a little bit. We used to talk to you guys about how you could join this business for $0 out of your pocket. And what I mean by that, I'm going to touch base on it very quickly, but we're really not going to talk about it too in depth, because when you join this business, whether you pay $2.99, whether you pay $99, whether you pay $39, right now you get 7 of the 3-day coffee sample packs. So what we would do on these events is we would tell you how you could pre-sell them, means sell them up front. You would take that money and you would join the business. But right now, okay, in the month of November, as long as someone has the code, which we can get someone the code, if someone's watching this and the person you're talking to doesn't have one, we'll figure it out. It's only $39 to join the business, okay, which is absolutely insane. So yes, could you still pre-sell your coffee samples? Yes, absolutely. I'm going to give you a couple tips. Go to your friends and family, tell them that you're starting something new. You can collect the $20. You can take that money and join. When you join this business, here's what I love. We do 4 to 6 tasks every single day. You are very much supported in this business. We do this every Wednesday night. So if you're thinking to yourself, okay, I want to give this a chance, but I can't imagine doing an event like this and talking to people. Guess what? 6 years ago, I couldn't have, if you would have told me this was part of the business, I'd have been like, it's not for me. It is not for me. I'll never forget when I said yes. My mom goes, Brittany, I'll support she's my best friend, by the way. She's like, Brittany, I'll support you, but number 1, don't ask me to buy anything. And she said, number 2, I really don't see how you can be successful when you don't even want to talk in front of 5 people at one time. And now I've been on stage talking in of 22,000 at conference because of business. That is how much this business will change your life, okay? And it all came from doing tasks consistently. So I'm going to go there. We're going to talk about the tasks tonight. What do we do to see success? We post on social media, okay? The way that I do it and the way that I recommend do it is not be spammy and not be salesy. When you come to my social media, if you read my words, you're going to hear me talk about the business. You're going to hear me talk about the products. But if you just added me and started scrolling, you would never know I'm not posting pictures out of a magazine. So if you're worried about annoying your friends and family, that's not how we do this. Okay? So we do use stories function, which is on Facebook and Instagram. We do a thing called host to post that has changed the game for us. I'm going to call out some unfortunate situations, okay? Not everyone has supportive friends and family. It's the world we live in. So you may be thinking about doing this business and you're like, but mine are. That's awesome. Consider yourself blessed. But you may have someone join you in this business that is not that lucky. Host to Post has made it so that it doesn't matter who you know. It doesn't matter who of your friends and family will purchase from you. It doesn't matter how big or how small your Facebook friends list is or your network is. If you are willing to do the task, you can see success. So with Host to Post, the idea is that other people will make posts for you and you will get interest off their posts. We do cash giveaways that for your first 30 days, you don't even chip into, and you get to use the giveaways for free. It's super, super fun. So that's the third task. The fourth one is we are a product of the product. Some of you may be sitting here on this and you're thinking about joining, but you're thinking to yourself, but I've never even tried anything. That's okay. You don't have to. Guess what? Not only had I not tried anything, well, the one thing that I did 5 years before that, I didn't even like. So try joining a business that when people are saying like, oh, what have you used? You have to say nothing. And the one thing I did try, I hated. Okay? So if I can be successful with that answer, you can be successful. Here's what I told them. Like when they would ask, what have you used? I said, I haven't tried anything yet, but here's what I've ordered. And it was the truth. They were okay with that because it was the honest answer. Okay? Here's what's fun. When you join this business, like I said, you get the 7 of these. But when you get your first 6 customers, which is very simple if you do the tasks, you earn a $150 shopping spree. With that shopping spree, you get to pick what products come. It's probably one of my favorite parts about the business. So many businesses out there, and I'm not knocking them. I'm just talking about the truth. You pay a price and you get a certain amount of product, and it may be stuff you don't even want. With our shopping spree, you get to choose what you want, because my favorite product may not be Trista's or may not be Sherry's or may not be Kristen's, right? So you get that shopping spree. Then once you get your shopping spree, you can do the 4th task, which is become a product of the product. No one wants to be a salesman. And if you're thinking about doing this, but you're like, man, I'm not good at sales. Good. We don't want you to be a salesman. No one wants to be sold to. And if you're thinking I'm busy, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Guess what? Good. Busy people know how to get stuff done. Busy people are the most successful. Okay. I remember thinking to myself, okay, so we talked about posting, stories, Host to Post, being a product of the product. We do self-development. This is probably the one thing in this business that has changed my life, and not just because of not just the business. I've always been a glass half full type person, but there's a difference between, and especially the world we live in, but not even right now, just always, stuff happens. And because of this business and being surrounded by people that tell me to read books and pour into myself and be better and learn your mind, master your mindset and all these things, all of a sudden I've become stronger. Trista's become stronger. Kristen, Alicia, all these people have taken this business, this opportunity, and now we're stronger, that when battles happen in life, we are better equipped to handle them. And last but not least, the 6th task is follow-up, the fortunes and the follow-up. You're going to have a lot of conversations with a lot of people that want to think about it. And as long as you stay consistent and do your following up, we don't annoy people. That's not what we do. I send simple things like, hey, I just wanted to touch base to see if you had any other questions. It's not, will you order? Are you going to order? That's not how we play around here. We are in the business of helping people feel better about themselves and be healthier to be able to keep up with work, their kids, their parents, their like whoever that's important to them, okay? And then we also help people make an extra income. Or if you're like me, I wanted both. So that's why I became a distributor. Trista, is there anything else that you can think of that you would like to add?
Do you want to talk about bonus opportunities?
Do you want to do that?
Yeah. Oh, me? Okay. So I was like, yeah, go for it. Go talk about it. So you heard Brittany talk about bonuses that she earned. I too have earned several of these bonuses. Sherry has earned them. Alicia has earned, lots of people on here have earned them. They are very real bonuses. So right now, when you join this month, you actually have 3 months to go what's called the rank of diamond, which I'm not going to go into what that means. But when you do that in your first 3 months, you are actually eligible for an $8,000 bonus. We don't sugarcoat it. Does that take work? Absolutely. Is it doable? Absolutely. So Britt earned that bonus back 5 years ago. We both recently. So once you reach the top of the company, they let you start all over. And we recently did it again. So if you want to say, well, yeah, of course you did. You joined way back when in the beginning. No, this company has been around for 20 years too. So we didn't get in the beginning, and it has absolutely changed our lives. So I definitely do want to throw that out there. And actually, if you join now, November doesn't count as a calendar month anymore. So all of November is kind of bonus time. So you would have December, January, and February to go diamond and earn that bonus. So it's absolutely real. You can absolutely do it. You just have to be willing to come in and hit the ground running, and we would love to work with you and help you do it.
The only other thing that I want to add is, so we do these events on a Wednesday night. We also have team trainings every Monday. We have work sessions 6 days a week. Now, here's what I want you to hear me. All these things are optional. Do you have to do them? No. And I'm actually going to be transparent, and I'm not saying this to scare you guys away, but I'm a real person because I would want someone to be real with me. The best part about this business, you don't have a boss. Thank goodness. No one wants a boss. We want to be able to work towards our dreams, help other people, but fit it into our life. However, the hardest thing about this business is you don't have a boss. And I'm just going to say it. So if you know what you want, amazing. If you're willing to lock arms with us, amazing. And that's why we have trainings on Monday. They're recorded if you can't make them, but we'd love to see you there. We have these on Wednesdays for you to utilize for your potentials. And then we have optional work sessions, because speaking from experience, the closer I stay to the fire, the more that I am on fire. So thank you guys so much for hopping on tonight. I would just contact the person that invited you, ask them for one of their $39 codes. If they say like, hold on a second, I don't know what you're talking about, tell them to go talk to Brittany or Trista, and we will figure it out. We will get you a $39 code. And I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. See you, friends.